Hi everyone. I'm unable to attend the Staff Appreciation Picnic this year because I'll be in class learning how to be a better, more effective leader. As many of you know, I value continuous improvement in all the work that we do, including my own growth and development. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to take this intensive course despite knowing I'd be missing out on all the fun with you all. I'm disappointed that I cannot join you in person to celebrate all that you do for DWQ and the water boards, but know that I am there in spirit. Since I cannot be there, I recorded this video to express my deep appreciation for your hard work and dedication. You've accomplished so much this year. Bear with me while I enumerate your significant efforts. You have issued countless notices of applicability under the statewide general orders implementing the Water Quality Certification Program, the California Vegetation Treatment Program, the statewide Pesticides Discharge Permit, the Cannabis General Order, the Drinking Water Discharge Permit, the statewide Restoration General Order, the Sanitary Sewer System General Order, and the Winery General Order. You got the reissuance of the on-site wastewater treatment policy over the finish line. You initiated the project to assess wastewater needs statewide and supported several local septic to sewer projects. You closed countless low-threat cleanup sites on behalf of the regional boards. You worked with DFA to finish the first round of dispersing funds to wastewater facilities for customers in debt due to the COVID pandemic. And you got the board to approve the guidelines and release the application for the extended program. You identified and funded projects to address non-point source pollution across the state. You tirelessly managed the funding and made sure that funds were moved to maximize the effectiveness of the grant program. You managed a large board of commissioners to implement projects in the Santa Monica Bay with a shoestring of staff resources. You worked with stakeholders to finalize the study to assess toxicity laboratory performance and presented the findings to the board. You spent countless hours preparing amendments to the ocean plan once through cooling policy and bringing those amendments to the board for adoption. As part of that, you've laid the groundwork for increasing the amount of funding power plants must contribute to mitigate their impacts to marine life. You met all of the deadlines in the governor's 2022 water supply strategy by convening an interagency working group to evaluate ways to improve permitting for desalination projects, assembling a strike team to identify recycle water projects with an eye toward promoting increased water reuse to meet the strategy's 2030 and 2040 goals, and you prepared and initiated a contract to evaluate the volume of stormwater that can be captured and reused as another important water supply for California. You also gathered another year's worth of data to assess the volume of water being recycled and for what use, so we can measure progress toward meeting the strategy goals. You built capacity to implement wastewater pretreatment program for the state with very little resources. You responded to countless phone calls and emails to help dischargers to comply with their stormwater permit requirements and navigate reporting to the GeoTracker database. You've assessed local oversight programs to ensure that underground fuel storage facilities are maintained and operated to protect groundwater. You prepared a policy for addressing vapor intrusion to protect public health. You prepared budget proposals to obtain resources for critical program needs. You worked closely with our attorneys to respond to petitions of regional board actions and to support arguments that ultimately led to winning a lawsuit challenging the toxicity provisions. Go Toxicans! You prepared and released a policy requiring stormwater dischargers to report their cost of compliance with the water board's permits. You prepared a draft small community stormwater permit that has been expired for several years and you're getting ready to reissue. You issued a general order to streamline permitting for the construction of the statewide broadband network. You worked with sister state and federal agencies to ensure that oil and gas extraction activities don't impact groundwater quality and drinking water supplies. You compiled data to update the aquifer risk map and associated data mining tools to support the Division of Drinking Water's efforts to provide safe and affordable drinking water to all Californians. You worked with the U.S. Geological Survey to implement the groundwater ambient monitoring program and make the data and interactive tools available to the public. You assessed vast amounts of data and compiled it into the biannual report of the condition and pollution in surface waters. To do this, you train the regional boards and work closely with them to outreach to stakeholders and respond to comments. You improve tools for streamlining these assessments and making sure the reports are submitted to US EPA on time. You provided technical expertise in implementing the statewide trash provisions, including certification of trash capture devices. You worked with Sea Grant to issue a request for proposals and select projects to address DDT contamination in Southern California coastal waters. You advanced our knowledge of PFAS impacts to water quality, the sources and fate of these forever chemicals, and possible ways these substances can be cleaned up and controlled. You established a comprehensive strategy for monitoring and analyzing risks from all flavors of constituents of emerging concern. You were flexible and positive when asked for last-minute information to support the executive office and the board. Gotta love those fire drills. To accomplish all of this, you have expended countless hours meeting with the public, the regulated community, and the regional boards, writing briefing papers for the board members, Cal EPA, and the governor's office, and making presentations at conferences and industry association meetings. This work requires soft skills, professionalism, and emotional intelligence. It also requires all of us to become producers of audiovisual events. No small tasks. You educated yourself on how we can be more mindful of our role in advancing racial equity and diversity and implementing actions to engage more fully with communities disproportionately impacted by pollution. You supported the entire division on how to better engage with communities and tribes and to meaningfully meet the requirements of the California Environmental Quality Act. You also spent a lot of time building our teams by hiring a bunch of new staff, I know because I met with each of them when they came on board, managing remote teams, and implementing our employee engagement action plan. You supported the entire division to get board agenda packages completed and submitted on time, set meetings with the executive office and Cal EPA, and set the example of a calming and solution-oriented culture for the whole division. You supported the entire division in implementing project management to keep projects on track, scheduling interviews and onboarding new staff, developing, executing, and managing our procurement and contracts, reaching our goals for converting our web content to be accessible, and establishing our extensive SharePoint site and associated workflow capabilities. Please take a moment to reflect on your personal contributions to this great volume of work and congratulate yourselves and your teams on these impressive accomplishments. I often hear compliments from other divisions and the executive office on the amount of work you all do, our ability to remain organized, and even with the vast programs and projects that we manage, and the level of expertise and professionalism you all bring to your work every day. You are what makes the Division of Water Quality a great place to work. We have the ability to change the world, or at least some part of our world. I challenge you to continue to be bold, try new things, and keep learning. I am grateful and privileged to work with all of you, and I cannot thank you enough. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the picnic. I'll see you soon. Bye.